Greetings, everyone. Welcome. It's evening Seattle time, and I am streaming late because I'm working early for the government these days. Yes, jury duty Monday through Thursday has wrecked my normal stream time, but Friday mornings are going to be as usual, and Monday and Wednesday are going to be my first crack. This trial is expected to go up to 5 weeks. Maybe something will happen to end it sooner, but it could be super long. And so I got to try to settle into a new schedule. We're going to start with this one and see how it goes. And checked in with chat here, and we decided to do some cube drafting, best of one. That's going to be pretty cool. I was just talking about how I'm building up my supply of these foil Theros Beyond Death full art Nyx lands because I think they look pretty sweet, and I want to have a set of them for people to use when they draft my cubes. If you want to use those lands when you're cubing with me, they'll be available. Where they have not been available as much as I would like these days is at my sponsor cardkingdom.com. Now I've managed to get my hands on quite a few of them, but I feel like I've over-promoted them perhaps because now Motor City Mama is scooping up all my foil Pokemon lands from me while I'm not looking. But I have a special tool in my arsenal. I don't know if she's done this, but I have put in a restock notice. So when they do get those back in, hopefully I'll be among the first to know. And if I can do some fast clicking, maybe I can sneak in under Mama's order. But as long as it's all through my affiliate link that you can find in the links there in the chat, in the panels down below, in the YouTube notes, it'll all point you there from here. And then Card Kingdom knows that you're buying on my behalf, and that helps keep me on the air, helps keep them happy with their sponsorship of me, which I've appreciated over the years. Thank you, Card Kingdom and Mama. You keep scooping me on foil Nyx lands, but just do it with my affiliate link, please. Thanks. All right, here we go. Let's turn some gems into gold, hopefully a lot of it. Let's get in the draft view. Yeah, sometimes you prepare for a long trial, but if the lawyers decide, maybe let's cut this short, I don't like how it's going, right? Yeah, that could happen. We'll see. Cube, everything's going to be great, and we're going to want everything. So what do? We look for things that keep us open. We look for things that are turn after turn value, like planeswalkers. We look for archetype linchpins. Vraska gives turn-by-turn value, but can sometimes just not be doing enough. We've got Solemn, which is value town and colorless. It doesn't go in every deck, even though it's colorless. It does need to have a job for your deck, and you know, if you're mono white aggro or mono red aggro, you're not going to be excited with this at the top of your curve. Yeah, I was going to mention good old Gargaroth, and it certainly qualifies as one of those cards that provides turn after turn value. You're going to have to be able to attack with it, though. You don't necessarily get to untap with it, but that's good. Fixing in lands definitely important, but we don't really have that here. But besides Solemn, and I do like the rampy strategies. Harvester is interesting too. I'm going to go with my gut and take Solemn. I think you all named a bunch of great cards, and this one just lets the table speak a little more. Although, let me tell you, it is hard to hear what people are saying in Cube. When every card is good and defensible, it becomes very hard to hear what people are saying. But the good news is you can find a lane and get there on something because the card quality is so high. In this case, starting with ramp, we could continue with ramp on Paradise Druid. We got 4 Chandra. I kind of like the Gear Hulk as well. Another kind of 2-for-1, just waiting for an opponent creature, and you always get a nice 2-for-1 out of that. Yeah, Chandra is ramp, plus for the mana. And there's all these 4-mana Chandras. I always got to read them because I, I feel like Chandra has these mid-range planeswalkers that all do wildly different things. Okay, this is the plus 4 loyalty, plus to play off the top. Oh, and it does it's removal in a package too. Yeah, that's pretty good. Any other thoughts? Mama wants cute Chandra. I'm liking the Hulk as well. I'm liking the Druid. Yeah, it is red. I think I'm gonna go with my love. I'm taking the Druid. One of the things about Cube is you can kind of do what you want and make it happen. Sometimes you get pushed off of a deck, but like I love green ramp. So look, I can do it. I can chase it. And I'll hop off it if it's closed, but you know. Speaking of green ramp, this kind of does that. This is an I've never played a prismatic bridge, but that seems like it could be interesting with what we've got started here. Should we get funky here with some Asika prismatic bridge action? Search is great for a control deck. We could do rampy, control-y things, or Shark Typhoon is interesting also. But I've never even tried to make this work before, and we kind of have a start towards it. Maybe let's. I'm gonna go 5-color nonsense, and it's gonna be glorious or awful or both, but we'll have some fun. I'm gonna try and make this work. This is interesting. We can get some fixing. If we're going to try this 5-color thing, just picking up some lands is going to help, like the Marsh. Stone Coil is good, too, because you also just want stuff to do that you can do with any color of mana. Glory Bringer is a fine thing to get with Asika. Stone Coil is not, right? Put that card in the battlefield. So Stone Coil is a non-bow with the thing we're trying to build around, whereas Glory Bringer is a combo. I think it's between the Blooming Marsh since it matches the green, or the Glory Bringer since it matches the plan. And with all these other lands, we'll see. I bet we wheel some land out of this. And as I'm trying to approach it, this is a 5-color project here with the Prismatic Bridge. We'll take basically any duels that the table gives us. This doesn't. I don't know what this is here for. I mean, it's got raw power, I suppose, but it's a kind of a weirdo card. Triome has green on it, so I like that, especially green-based dual lands. Skitters is on plan for what it does in terms of helping us hit that 5. But Triome, yeah, Triome's what we're up to. Let's do it. Evolving Wilds. Temple of Plenty does the green dual land thing. Good night, Mama's family. Blex Vexing Pest. I don't know what kind of support is in here for that. Maybe Search for Blex is doing something interesting. Yeah, that's doing some stuff, but I don't think it's doing what we're doing. We could do Siege Gang for, again, a good thing to flip, but I think the Temple's fine here. Let's get some mana. Ambusher is really asking you to work at instant speed to be good. Now, if you are, it's incredible. It does that turn-by-turn power thing, but really fine finality seems like a good pick here. We're going to be base green. Are we Thassa? Are we Deep Dwelling? If I exile Asika, can I bring it back as Prismatic Bridge? How does that work? Anybody know how that interaction works? Yeah, Spring to Mind is fair. This is doing something interesting, though, to like help us survive. But yeah, I'll go with the Spring. I think you're right. If I want to do this, if I want to do the Asika thing, I should commit to really fixing our mana. That's going to make all the difference. Glasspool Mimic is certainly interesting if we're trying to do all this stuff, but these Triomes are going to be tough to pass, and it's another green one. Well, I'm saying, right, so if I played a Sika, could I exile a Sika with the, and then bring it back as Prismatic Bridge? And people are saying no, which makes sense. I think that would be weird and hard to explain in the rules. Oh, you can? Okay, Comrade Card says it can, so I don't know. Wow, so some people wanted Harvester out of the gate. We could take it now, except we're not really trying to be a crew, crew and Harvester type deck. We could take Golgari Queen. I think this is more along the lines of what we're trying to accomplish. Does reveal a creature or planeswalker, so this could be flipped by that. I'll take Vraska. Seems like a fun build around, but we're not really there. Not really doing any of this stuff, though. We could expel, crush the weak. I don't want to kill the Paradise Druid. We don't care if we kill the Simulacrum. Oh, we do because it exiles it, so that's not the best. Yeah, I'll take it, but I don't think we're playing it. If we're best of 3, we might bring it in, but I don't think we're going to find a spot where that's what we want to do. Shark Typhoon, on the other hand, could be interesting. That doesn't flip, though, right? I'm going to read this 27 times till I remember what it does. Creature Planeswalker, Creature Planeswalker. So maybe I do just, well, I'll take it. I probably should have taken the land, though. But look, all 3 of these lands came back, so I guess our table isn't valuing the fixing that highly. Take the Fetid Pools as a, we have a blue card. We have some Spring to Mind here, so we could use some blue. But I think the Marsh, I just want to continue to take dual lands that touch on the green. And then the green, we get more green fixing that, and just make this super, super base green. We are playing some red. I'm going to take a Shock over a Spell Pierce. Not sure about that one. I'm not sure about Wildest Dreams either, but we're kind of ramping, so maybe it's a late game play for us. We're playing that. Vivian Reed is all right, but we got Golos. We are totally set up to do the Golos thing. That was one of the reasons I headed this direction. I knew that if we found Golos, it's kind of the same payoff as a Sika. This is a nice pair to have in the cube, I think, because they're requesting similar things, right? Similar setup, similar payoff. Ember Cleave is a card that gets me regularly into the big red stuff. Mizzix's Mastery is all well and good, but it's kind of against what we're accomplishing here. We want to find, like, Shark Typhoon probably is not a play. Like, we want to find the creatures that we're happy to flip into play with the Prismatic Bridge, and that's not what Mastery is doing. Probably just a breeding pool pack, really. Emergent Sequence, though, could also be fine. I guess with the way people are taking not taking lands, we could try and wheel the breeding pool. Or yeah, it's ramp too, so let's take it. And also we got to look, I do want to find, and we haven't really found the big payoffs for flipping Golos and the Prismatic Bridge yet. Demonic Tutor is always hard to pass. I think we just take that here. We've got the black. We're intending to be everything, but if there was a secondary color we had in mind, black and red are kind of leading the way on that front anyway. This would be a fine thing to flip. I wonder if we'll wheel it. These things are like pretty generic for a lot of decks. They're not priorities compared to a lot of other stuff. I'm going to take the Tutor, and maybe if the Scholar comes around, we'll take it, but no biggie if it doesn't. I think we want an Elf over a Finale, or Sun Petal, or the blue stuff here. If Cleave is good enough, I think if Gruul were a thing in Cube more, I think it would go in Gruul. I would play it in Boros, if that's what you mean. I'm gonna go Doomscar. It's true that we could be the Wrath deck that then follows with stuff, but we're ramping with creatures right now. We've picked up a Immersion Sequence. We got a Paradise Druid. I'm not going to take the Sweeper because right now it works against a lot of our ramp. And I'm going to take the more creature-based ramp there over the big splashy X spell. Fixing leaps out at me here as really desirable, although Escape to the Wilds is powerful. Tezzeret Artifice Master isn't really what the deck is doing per se, but drawing cards is good. You know, I mean, 0 draw card is not the worst on a Planeswalker that you can flip with the Prismatic Bridge, but I'm going to go with the... Again, a green-based dual land. Rada is something to do with a ton of mana without actually having a 9-mana creature, but Gilded Lotus is 5-color support and ramp support. It's not flip it with a Sika. It also doesn't do Wooburg well, right? It's 3 mana of any one color, so it's not like it does that. So we could also do Hedron Archive. That does no colors, but it ramps and draws. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to take Rada. I'm feeling like we don't have a ton of rewards for all this ramping we're doing, and even though Rada isn't huge, it is a reward for the ramping. Here's a reward for ramping in Hydra, and really, but though Beanstalk Giant is a reward for ramping and its ramp, so we probably just want the Beanstalk Giant, but Hydra's all the things too, except it's not, it's the high-end payoff. And also, again, it's another bad flip with the God Tree with Prismatic Bridge, so I think we take the Giant on that consideration. Yeah, Pablo landed there as well. Scattered Groves. But I think I'm already kind of taking a bunch of creature-based ramp. Let's take the Mirror here. Shuffle effects for Rada. Good call out, Chef Chief. We'll keep an eye on that. I'm going to take this here. Still not really like where are we going with it. I still want big stuff. Like we could take Inferno. Are we going to have enough legends to make that a thing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 right now. That's not great. Yeah, I'll take an egg. Just because that didn't... And look, the breeding pool did come back. Demonic Pact is scary. We don't really have a plan for that, of getting rid of it. That's a reasonable point, that like the Prismatic Bridge isn't at its best when it's potentially flipping such weak creatures. But I don't know. I'm trying this for the first time, and the thing is, it still must kill. It's still just turn after turn after turn value that if they don't do something about, they're going to lose to. Champion of Wits or Finale. I feel like I'm going to, like the champ... I'm going to take the Finale because I think Pack 3 could give us a reason. But maybe I will wish I had that champ. I'm going to take another base green dual land over the Proliferator. And the black-blue land... A black-blue land comes to us anyway, not the one we were looking at. But now we go... Oracle leaps out as kind of what we're doing-ish. I am starting to worry that Prismatic Bridge is going to flip a bunch of less interesting creatures. But again, I think when your floor is you're merely getting an extra card played for free every turn and they're not game breaking, I think that's okay. But maybe we're not building around this optimally. Yeah, but Oracle is just fantastic. This is a card that if you don't remove, you lose too subtly. I mean, it depends on your awareness. I mean, it just produces such value and is exactly what we're trying to do here on some level. Take an Eldest Reborn. We're gonna have good stuff in our graveyard, we hope. And it doesn't get flipped by this, but it could get played by Golos. And yeah, Omen is interesting. Oh, that's already passed though. That was last back. I'm gonna take Eldest. I like it. Ram through. Maybe 2 reliant on creatures. Well, I'm building around Asika. Am I supposed to get her chariot by definition? I don't think we're doing the chariot thing though. Great-hearted incubation druid. How about Titan Ape? Like, I want the druid too, David, but I think we actually have the we really have the low ramp pretty well. We got a lot going on there. When I still think we're missing the creatures to flip that we're really happy about, and Kogla is one of them. And of course, we can just ramp to it, right? We don't need to get lucky and flip it. We can just literally cast the thing. Lots of interesting stuff here. Chromatic Lantern does the 5C immediately. Tangled Florahedron, I really like its design. I say that because I know Luis didn't like this design. I think I like it. Primal Might, yeah, is interesting too for more interaction. But Lantern, yeah, I'm gonna take Lantern. And all right, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. There's my queen. This Hydra might come back around too, but this is what we're talking about. Realm Cloaked. We've done really well on lands, such that we don't really need to prioritize them here, and we can just take the Symbiosis, I think. Might even wheel some of this stuff. A lot of land in here. We'd almost play any of it. Yeah, Wake the Trolls could be good with ramp. That's true. Should we take that? Maybe I should take that. Yeah, it seems more fun. You talked me into it. We can ramp to it. It ramps us more, and it rewards us for ramp. I like it, Pablo. We'll try it. It's hard to pass up those free lands, though. It just is such a low cost to run those mythic flip lands. Balaged over Swarm Shambler or Elite, I believe. Makes sense to me. If they get one of our combo pieces, we can get it back. Primal Command, pretty cool pickup. Extra copies of the stuff we're trying to get. I wouldn't mind this Pathway. That's true. I kind of didn't read that card well because I hardly ever play anything to enable it, but I could have taken that there. Yeah, Doomblade for some interaction is fair. Maybe I just can't pass Primal Command though. Can't do it. Can't do it. I'll take Perforos's Intervention for some playable interaction. Yeah, I could have taken the Big Red Dragon. I am happy that we picked up some big stuff though, so I feel like we have that somewhat covered. And Temple of Malice is going to be fine. Or Cold Steel Heart. We'll take that. It's ramp, and it can be red or black or whatever we need it to be. Yeah, I did want that land, but I came around on the artifact. The benefit of land is doesn't take up a slot, so there's that. That's fair. We do have a lot of playables here. Is Karuga a thing? I'll take Karuga. Maybe Karuga's a thing. Cool. We can take the interaction. I was looking at these two cards before. I'm torn. I think I'm gonna go for I'm just sticking. I know I'm low on interaction, and I'm probably gonna end up regretting it. But I love the ramp plan, so I'm just gonna do it. Sweltering Suns is maybe something we could main. Stomping Grounds is a very nice land pickup. Pride is not for us. It is Pride Month, but it is not Pride of the Conquerors Month. This got some stuff going on. This is funky, you know. Like I said, it's low on interaction. We've got a Shock. We've got an Eldest Reborn. Glorybringer does some stuff, but mostly we're trying to be silly with Prismatic Bridge and land some Haymakers. And we'll see with if we can pick up a win or two before we lose 3. Win or 7. Drafted so much land, we only have 7 cuts. I think I'm gonna cut the egg. I don't know what I mean. We're ramping, so while I guess this could just be good-ish for getting stuff, but I don't feel like I have a plan for it. And I got the recovery, and we can use the recovery out of the land slot for that job. Thanks, Zarkov. I'm throwing our... Do we have any more of those? No. So... I actually think this can be a 16 lander, but maybe 17 with the flips. So that puts us at we're at 19, or currently at 17, but it's counting the flips as 2, so we'd cut 2 of those. Well, we're going to have to adjust all that. Also, let me get to a better view. Deck building view's a little better here. Anything we're like not good enough. Shark Typhoon can go. It's non-creature. We do have a lot of those, but I don't think this is a Shark Typhoon deck. You don't need to play that. And if we cut Karuga, that's really, we can get rid of the blue, right? So I like that as well. Let's cut Karuga. And we even have the system rethink things here. Actually, we can make one more cut and ask it to. Oh, it's keeping in blue because like Spring to Mind. But we can cast that Mind out of luck once we get, Paradise Druid and Cold Steel, or the Chromatic Lantern fixes all, right? Eldest is underperformed. It may be a better sideboard card. Excuse me, sideboard card when you know that Chapter 1 is really going to get something good. That's fair. We're a little low on interaction, though, such that we'd have, Vraska 2. I'm a little hesitant to cut it because of that. But I hear you. And something's got to give. What's it going to be? Maybe it is Eldest Reborn. Like, everything else is just really on plan. And I was talking about how I'm going to try to be proactive with my ramp and do big things plan and worry less about interaction. I mean, it just means you can roll over to some decks that have done something that you can't mess with, but we're also not completely out of it. I think I hear what you're saying. I need a cut. I want to keep the Shock, although Shock could be equally, like, Shock might be the cut, and Eldest Reborn at least does something in general, and it does big stuff. Like, I do like Eldest Reborn because of what it can get back for us out of our graveyard. But I think I'll start with the Shock, and we'll see. Am I still at... What's my land count? Don't do that. What is that? Oh. Am I going to have to redo my deck building? What have you done? Okay, I think it went away. Shh. And yes, now we have a golden egg that costs 4 and a black and does literally nothing except be food. All right, I'm going to say done. I hope it saves the deck and go back in and hope it fixes it. All right, what was I doing? Checking 15 land. Yes, that's where I wanted it. Okay, so now it is where it just didn't register it before. So now land color. How are we doing on color? Let's check. I'm going to assume we don't want any islands and probably want to cut those pretty low too, but let's see. This gives me 3 adds and we can figure out what we've got. So red has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9-ish ways to get red pretty early. This doesn't. Oh, 10. Asika can do it too. The mana's good as long as we have our green, which is why I was prioritizing those green lands. And then black, we have 1, 2, 3. Well, maybe we don't want the catacomb because we're playing such little blue. We'll just add another swamp in this case. So 1, 2, 3. We ended up with a lot less black. So we just happen to get a bunch of free red, basically, but we're going to need to up the swamp count for sure. Give that a couple. And then I don't mind these free blue sources because they're green-based. And they can help us with the spring and casting Golos without finding the chromatic lantern. You like Eldest over Wake the Trolls? Yeah, that's fair too. That was another kind of fun one, but I kind of like what this is trying to do in the context of the deck, so we'll give it a try. But maybe we'll mix it up with the Elder before the end of things. All right, so very light on black. Let's check our green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 base green plus 9. Plus 10 if you need the Florahedron, plus 11 if you need the recovery. Plus Lantern is desperation to have that on turn 3, but 11 is pretty good, right? I like 11. That probably means we can just pump the rest into swamps. Although we don't even have that much of a need for swamp. We got the Tutor, we got the Vraska. So don't even necessarily need to do a bunch more swamps, but like, oh, did I miss a pathway in my swamp count? In any case, it's probably that, and like, maybe it doesn't. Where's our forests? Do we have like no natural forests? That's funny. Well, 3 swamps out, 1 mountain out. Oh, pathway makes 12 green. Yeah, gotcha now. So green is plentiful, but we want it to be, of course. And we're gonna get these. I'm not mentioning those as costs of blue and black. Oh yeah. In terms of what's in the deck, yes. Well, so do you include? I mean, to that end, so should we be including a plains and an island so that we can fetch all 5 colors? I guess it's a real, if we're not fetching a basic, how are we making the off colors? We're doing it with Cold Steel Heart, with Chromatic Lantern, and Paradise Druid, and Asika, right? So there's like 4. Yeah, maybe I can. No, the blue-black one was not the good land. We were looking at the cycling land. We ended up with the Catacomb, and we could run it though. It's just not fine. I guess we could run that over a swamp. Golos grabs any land. That's true. Let's call that so there's 5 ways to get, like, basically white and blue. But that's an interesting point on do you bring in, like, I so don't want to bring in a plains. It does absolutely nothing except the Golos and the but maybe you need it. I mean, we do have the spring, and we have so much green that the system was basically saying you don't even need anymore. I think 5 is a lot, though. Trouble is, we might the disasters when you have to use Cold Steel Heart for something like red or green, and then it's not available for those others. But you can also, with the Drowned Catacomb, this picks up a couple of Golos, picks up 2. I think let's do this. Let's just try this. Yeah, maybe the hinterland could go for just a basic. That's true. Breeding Pool at least enters untapped late. That's true. Demonic Tutor in Desperation could fix as well. Good call. Skeeve, yeah. But yeah, I think you're right on Harbor. Maybe we cut the Harbor and we play an island. And we'll skimp on the plains, but then one island can make some sense to me. All right, I'm sold on that. Let's try that and play. I also want to play. Time to play. And a bridge too far, obviously. Not these sleeves, though. Oh, I thought Harbor was fast. Am I not thinking about it right? Oh yeah, no, it's right. It would come in. No, I'm just chat's not reading and I'm not double checking. It still might be correct to cut it though for a searchable, but it's pretty free. So maybe I just bring it in over an actual forest then. I think that ends up being pretty free. Fair point. All right. Let's see if we can win something with this. What do you think of it? I don't know about this one. I like green ramp. I don't know how well we're doing this one. It's cube. It's so swingy. By the way, I think it was True, who's not here right now, or at least is not talking, who is laughing at me, I think, last week for being willing to gauntlet in Jumpstart. But by the end of it, I was not. By the time we got to it, I was like, yeah, Jumpstart's not the right... oh, this is a good keep. Not a good... not a good gauntlet thing, mainly because... that is a format where you can just get a bad roll and not be able to win with your deck. All right, we've got Teamer and a Swamp, so we're only missing white in the abstract anyway. I think I go ahead and Cold Steel onto white, and then we should have plenty of everything with the other duels we have in hand as well. Maybe we're missing double red right now, but other than that, we should be good. Like Oracle or Solemn next turn. They're both Value Town 4-drops. But maybe Solemn says, go ahead and kill this in a way that Oracle does not. That's true. It does let Solemn shuffle. Good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Chef points out that if we don't like the top of our library, we can shuffle with Solemn and give ourselves another spin at playing a free land. Heck, we can give another shuffle if we really wanted after that. Oppo in the tank on 2. They must be streaming, because this is what I do, right? Forest Island Mountain as the type means Hinterland Harbor would come untapped because of that, as would Crag. This gives us our second red, so now we're there on all the colors, and we're going to go ahead and Oracle it up. See if we find something else. Nope. But I do get to play another from hand, so that's cool. I should have played Breeding Pool, though. I was so excited this was entering untapped, but that was a mistake. Breeding Pool, since we can't cast anything, I should have played the pool tapped. 2 damage I don't need to take. We still might not take it, depending on what action we have next turn, but would have been easy to slip that in for no damage right there. Hey, Tuesday, how goes? Where are you at that it's good morning? Oppo, you okay? Maybe this is Oppo having life on him right after they started a game of Magic. I've been there. Oh, so like early morning. Like it's super early for you, right? Like 5 a.m.-ish? 4, 5, 6 a.m.? I don't know what time it is, and I'm guessing. I think I looked it up once, and I'm kind of going with my memory. Would I? Yeah, 5 a.m. Okay. $21 mana intervention. Well, we don't have the channel, but we can see what we can do. Greetings, Southern Europe. Awesome. Glad you could join us. What's your morning beverage of choice? Chris, are you on coffee, tea, or other? Seems like it. Sorry, Calvina. Looks like we're going to get an easy win here. I liked our setup, though. We can tutor for anything we want to pay off all the ramping we're doing. Yeah, let's go ahead and shuffle. We don't really want that lantern anyway. Although, again, I'm sitting here making decisions like they're going to matter when we feel that our opponent has left this internet. Yeah, next turn tutor for Asika seems good. If we had a next turn, I think we're just going to win, though. But we'll pretend we won by tutoring and casting Asika or the Planar Bridge and getting insane value off of it. We can tutor for either of our sweet 5s, but what do you think? Like, when we have the choice, when we're talking about Demonic Tutor for one of our big payoffs, which one do you like? I think I lean Asika. I think Asika is just no work turn after turn value, whereas Golos actually still asks mana from you. Do I think they're usually the way to go? No, I mean, as I kind of said as I got into this deck, the beauty of Cube is that you can kind of force your way into whatever you like doing, and it's going to be reasonable. I don't think this is an insane deck, but, you know, I picked up some fixing. That allowed me to pick up busted things like Demonic Tutor and come up with a plan and try to make it happen. I think you can do a lot of things successfully. That's the thing that I was going to get at, Pablo, is that Bridge is just harder to interact with. Yeah, that was perfect, Fenor, right? Which is why we're just going to imagine. that I then dropped the bridge and it did its thing. We won with the bridge. Wasn't that cool? I think it found Hornet Queen. Yeah, cool. They gave it like 3 turns and then scooped. Golos gets more value immediately, but we're talking about a single basic land as the immediate value. And a creature, I suppose. You know, Golos attacks and blocks. It may depend on what kind of time you have, right? There could be board situations where we feel like we actually need to threaten to block with Golos. First day in court was smooth, no problem. It's going to be a long, uncomfortable process, though, and I just mean that physically. I think this is a nice keep. We've got 2 mana into a Cold Steel, Lantern, a Seeka. We got both our payoffs for having a Lantern. We just need land, that's all, so I'm going to keep this. And we even have a Shock to defend against a fast Oppo start. Right on, Pablo. Thanks for hanging. Right on, Splashdown. What time is it for you? And where are you at? Right on. Welcome, Singapore. So we can just play the Mountain, Cold Steel for... I mean, it doesn't really matter because of the Lantern. But I guess Swamp and Plains are, again, the thing we don't have. I'll go with Plains as the thing that can't be searched. It shouldn't matter, though. It could matter if the Lantern doesn't survive. Ooh, choices. So... Lantern Breeding Pool sets us up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana next turn. That's all I really want to be sure of. We could play Palladium Mirror, but it might die as a creature. I like Breeding Pool tapped Lantern. Palladium Mirror makes more mana because it could give us 6 next turn, or 6 or 7 next turn. We draw a land, it could be 7. But really all I want to do next turn is cast either of these, and we can do that, so... Yeah, Artifact Hate is main deckable, but Palladium Mirror is an artifact too, so at least this is only vulnerable to one type of the removal it could get it. We do have red up for shock. We have a Chromantic Lantern. Tutelage, interesting. This will be a funny matchup because they're looking to win. First, I got, I'm trying to get over my loathing of Mill, but I certainly wouldn't feature it as a strategy in any of my cubes. Ultimately, it's just a way to win a game of Magic, and I should get over my dislike of it as such a pronounced thing. It's okay to have preferences on gameplay and whatnot, but I do think that enough people find it unfun that it's like the it's the winter orb of this cube. Oh, if you're talking about the difference between artifact hate for Golos versus enchantment hate for Bridge, then yeah, I was talking about Lantern versus Golos, but totally blue-black is going to have big trouble with Prismatic Bridge. I mean, they could bounce it, counter it, make us sack an enchantment, that kind of thing, but... Well, me and Voxy have that in common, I guess. Glad to know I'm not the only irrational one, and it's a little irrational, but we all get why. All right, let's do it. The Thing! Done! First up, free Llanowar Elf. Still free, though. I'm just thinking of the worst thing we could flip with this, that's all. And I know there are people who love to win with mill, that they find it delightful to win from a weird angle. So that does have value. Hey, called it! I called it! Yes! Of course. That's all right. This is all good. Let's dump hand here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can go Spring, Palladium Mirror, or we can just drop Golos. Let's just drop Golos. Why not? And then we have, although, yeah, if we need the shock, we'll take the shock. Counter? Maybe? I bet Golos just dies. Yeah, they could do some custom Jumpstart for Arena if they wanted, but I think certainly Jumpstart was popular enough to warrant a version 2.0, right? All right, something good this time. Now it's Hornet Queen time. Look! It doesn't work with lottery tickets. I've tried. Jumpstart on side account for grinding out games can be good if you get a decent deck. If you get a bad Jumpstart pair, you can have like a 20% win percent type pair that's just miserable to even try to get your two wins out of. Well, this is awkward. Sure, let's just get milled out. There's no need to burn face now. We can burn face when it's lethal. Maybe I should have led with Palladium Mirror. I wanted to just... if we were going to get one countered, that would be the one to get countered. What we got left? Beanstalk Giant, Kogla, Glorybringer, Vraska, Rada. Those are our best stuff to hit with Bridge. We do need to kill him quick or we're going to get milled out here. We're at 11. Thanks, Wizards, for going ahead and putting mill in your cube. Sure feels great fun. They just make us draw with Folio now and I basically lose. Can't quit when we've got Prismatic Bridge in play, but how annoying. There's no basic land left, so I'm just going to cast this. Yeah, we still got the Ape. So we're gonna play this out. 7 cards left. Still some good ones in here. I just don't know if we can beat this. Because they draw, yeah, we're just dead. We draw and they get to activate, and every draw they mill us 2. You know, Wizards, I've had a long day, and I hate that I'm losing to Mill right now. That was not fun, Wizards. That made me sad and mad. Take Mill out of your cube. God, it just makes me want to stop playing, I'm telling you. Maybe I don't hate it quite as much as Voxy, it sounds like, but I'm up there and trying to manage. Yeah, especially best of one. That's my own fault in the sense of letting chat tell me to play best of one and being willing to play best of one, but it'd be nice to at least come back and take the shock out of the damn deck. All right, we'll keep this. More reasonable stuff. How greedy to be about Florahedron? I'd like to ramp with it if possible. We don't have anything to do on 2, so I'm going to play the Drowned Catacomb tapped. And then if we find a untapped green source, I'm going to hard cast the 1/1. If not, I'm going to go ahead. And now we, of course, drew the 2. That's too bad. So if I'd started with the Veil, we could hit the Druid right now. But I'm not going to mess around anymore. We've missed on green land, so let's use the Tangled Veil. Oh, you're the evil Mill player. Good game. If you watch the replay, you're going to see me be all salty about Mill. But to be fair, I don't hold it against you. I just told Wizards that if it were my cube, I would not make Mill such a viable strategy. But, it's just not. So many people find it unfun that it would not be a centerpiece of mine. But I don't hold it against you for doing what the game has offered to you. What are we going to do? We can go Rada, but I think we still just want to be ramping here. Ramping Beanstalk style makes the most sense to me. Go get another green. Although if we wait till next turn, yeah, it doesn't matter. I could Rada, and then next turn we can Beanstalk and Paradise. So that's the 2 choices. Really, I can Fertile Footsteps now, or I can Rada now, and next turn land, Beanstalk, get untapped land, and then Druid. And then that sets up Rada. Yeah, actually going to do that. Let's do that. And then they may take out Rada, which is okay. Like, the blue-black, going to use removal on a creature like Rada. And if they don't, we get to potentially cheat some lands in, and if they do, then our rampers are protected, or at least, well, this ramp could be targeted, but all right, found a forest off the top. I'm gonna play that, get our free card, and actually, I'm happy to shuffle away this. Oh, don't do that. Hold on. Let's do it this way. Keep up green, and then we can get something else. We can get, well, we got really everything fetchable that we care about. I guess we get a second red for the Glorybringer. Not that that's needed either. Oh, I can't get a second red. We only have the 1 mountain. Huh. That's actually good. Sets us back. We were looking at 2 spell with the Paradise Druid, so really got stunted by Oppo there. Does mean we get to actually play the free land, though, because we're going to draw the Beanstalk Giant again and then have the Crag Crown Pathway to play off the top, if Rada lives. And yeah, we'll do that on the red side since we're probably going to be searching for green. Good Primal Command here. We can just Glorybringer. Glorybringer with shields down, attacking without exerting and just putting on pressure seems fine as well, and maybe better. I think I'm going to do that. I mean, they didn't kill Rada. I figured Black was going to take out Rada pretty quickly, and they didn't, so maybe they don't have removal. They had another... So back-to-back languishes ruining my fun, but in this case, I was not super overcommitted. It was just 2 creatures. In this case, going to... I think Paradise, Beanstalk, and then we can figure out what we want to do next turn after that. Or maybe Beanstalk, Vraska, even. Get a value Planeswalker down.
I leave dead bodies wherever I go.
And
ready to join them.
Let's sack a swamp and draw.
Everyone is expendable, except me.
Pile division. Why they got to get 3 power? Let's see. What do I have? This has non-feature shuffles. Yeah, that doesn't kill anything. That's not going to kill anything. So we don't have kill. Gotta hide the Golos. Or maybe it's... These are so hard to do. Boy, I don't know what to do. I guess that's the split I would choose in terms of, like, I'll show them the 2, but if I show them Golos, they take the Golos. And I think we have big trouble with Golos. As it is, 3 or less, that's not killable, but we can go, if we go Primal Command, they may go for the Pact, and Barrel's Expertise bounces this anyway. We don't care about that as much. We can go, how about Primal Command, see if they want to counter it. Oh, then we only have the 2 green still. That's a bummer. I'm gonna do this. See if they're not gonna want to command it and they can't expertise it. And then could plus Vraska again. I know, that's why I'm trying to come up with another creature. So I could just plus Vraska, though, and then they can attack however they want. I don't want to sack lands to the... I'm going to do this, though. Oh, I don't have anything to find. That could be a problem in terms of... I'm just going to do this and not sack.
Its loss will serve us.
If I sack, I'm just making this Waking the Trolls worse. See you, David. Thanks for hanging. The wheels are coming off of this one. Yeah, I think we're kind of done for. Do I need to take? I think I'm going to say no blocks here, though. If we're going to get out of this, it's going to be spending some mana. And I think we have to bait him with something like Waking the Trolls so that Primal Command resolves. I'm not. I think Primal Command's the one that we really want to have resolve. Waking the Trolls might draw out the counter and is not doing that much for us anyway. And we got to get the counter out before we try something to really get us back in the game. This kind of gets us back in the game. They're thinking about whether they need to pact this or not, which was the point. It's supposed to be tempting. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. If we come up with a basic an untapped land, we can Primal Command and play Golos or Bridge. Golos blocks a Cutthroat, although, yeah, I guess I can't. Oh boy, that's right. Primal Tutors, but I needed 10 mana to cast the thing I tutor. Found Golos. Is it going to be enough? Not with this, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They get to make us sack the next thing. So probably have to command for life and... I don't even know what. Like, what else am I getting? Life and... Ape, so that it at least fights something. Life, get the ape. Then we fight it and they kill it, but then we have Golos after that. Gain 7 and search for creature. And we're gonna get the ape. And we did find our third green for that. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, we can't cast both of these. If we draw another creature, we could potentially draw protection against Edict for Kogla. So, like, even like a Llanowar Elf wouldn't be the worst. Although now we just lose anyway, so... this is Cube. Like I said, it's just haymakers, 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 and you try to be the one landing some haymakers, but you're often not. And, I mean, we can kill the Scarab God, but it never goes away. Hornet Queen was an option, too. Yeah, I guess Hornet Queen definitely gets around the Edict. I should have thought of that as an option, you're right. But now... this is all we really got. Just got to follow through with this, and actually just delay the Scarab God. Or scoop up the game. A lot of good cards bouncing off each other in Cube, and it can be dejecting to feel like your thing isn't doing its thing, but everybody's doing real interesting, powerful stuff. And I'm not entirely surprised by this either. I even said, like, let's see if we can win 1 or 2 games before we lose 3, right? I got wacky. This is a fun strategy, and it can absolutely be great if it matches up well. We've gotten hit with 2 languishes that have wrecked us. We got 1 win, but it was literally on a timeout. So far the deck has just not done its thing. But we keep facing control that's getting rid of our creatures and not caring about what we're doing, really. All right, here we go again. This can do it. We're only missing black or white if Paradise Druid picks up one of the missing colors here. And Golos being colorless can get us the missing one. So, looks good. I'm going to be greedy, though, and hold on to the recovery and hope that we can draw a land naturally before 4 and cast Golos while holding the recovery, and then we can get Golos back if need be. Emergent Sequence is nice here. We're going to go get Swamp. Could also just go Paradise Druid, get Swamp, Emergent Sequence, Swamp next turn. Both ramp to Pilgrim. This ramps Hexproofy, though. We'll do it this way. If I want to keep it hexproof, I can't attack with it next turn. Well, maybe I don't. I don't know if we even want to against white-green. I mean, I know they have fight stuff, but we can kind of make them have it, potentially. But we don't need to be greedy either. Didn't find another land here, but we found the Emergent Sequence, so I'm going to be at least that greedy. And no attacks. I don't even want to offer the Druid for the Vanguard. Might play this as land next turn anyway if we don't draw one, so that Golos can threaten to activate the turn after we play him. Maybe Golos is a genderless robot. Is Golos alive? I don't know. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, this doesn't enter. Neither of these enter tapped, so might as well use the temple over the recovery and Golos first. So actually it works because we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then Golos gets us a 7th. So it's all good. And we'll go ahead and Pilgrim first and then Scry after. Chef's thinking about getting Rada with the finale. I like getting Golos going first. Plan A, Golos, and Plan B, get back Golos. Plan C, we'll worry about what to command or devastate. Simple Triome seems fine here, although we could leave him in the deck for cycling. But this deck just wants it all. Wants all the lands and stuff. Let's get the red Triome. Play the Plenty. Hornet Queen off the top. I wish Hornet Queen were a couple farther down. But we're going to be able to cast Hornet Queen on our own soon enough. I'm just going to keep it. If they kill Golos, we'll have Hornet Queen behind. In fact, we can just Hornet Queen next turn if we want, instead of Golos. Looks like we have to now. Not coming up Millhouse for us, I'll tell you that. But Hornet Queen hopefully makes them think. Trouble is, Indestructible pretty good. They're at 20 life. they can eat some bees here without too much of an issue. We have the recovery to get Golos back, so we're still in this. This Vanguard is scary, though, and I don't know exactly what we have deck-wise to deal with it even. Let's see. Vraska? Does Vraska exile? No, Vraska's destroy. Intervention, Perforos Intervention is just regular damage. Yeah, it's... But yeah, it is the only... I was just checking. I mean, our only play is to sit here and make him spend on bees. Whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if two or more of those creatures are attacking you and are planeswalker you control, draw a card. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, draw a card. Well, we can just go with attacking with one big thing later anyway. And I like stomping. We can recover the Hornet Queen. But I don't know. Kind of just like getting greedy on rebuying Golos. But maybe I need to rebuy... whatever. I'm going to do what I want to do. If I end up off the air sooner, so be it. I think we might even be able to cast it here. Get another Triome. Yeah, I can chip in for one, that's fair. We just don't want him to draw a card. But I'll chip in for 2. Not one creature, 2 damage. You may play them this turn without paying their mana cost. It is casting, though, so yes. Wow. Like, just the stuff that my deck can't deal with. This deck can do some powerful things. I just have found some opponents with stuff that is very hard to do powerful things through. Well, you heard me say that the lack of removal could hurt us. We do have Kogla, so maybe we need to go get Kogla and take out Lyra that way. That probably makes the most sense, but also we can try to Golos into it. How much do we have left after that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Golos is 7, so I can't like Oracle unless there's like 2 more. Let's just Golos. Next turn I can maybe could do it here. I should have done it here. We can Golos. We can Finale up our Primal Command can get it, but Finale can just straight up cast it. I guess I shouldn't be giving them cards here, maybe, but I'm kind of on autopilot a bit as I'm casting stuff, and we're gonna get extra green. I still think we probably just want green. I don't know if we have basics. Oh, we have one more. How do we kill them with Finale? Oh, right. Because I haven't read the card. I should give myself a reading meme. We can do an X of 10, I think, right? Close. 12 mana, but some of it in creature form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can do it, but for only these. We can't just take this all, though. So that's the real problem. This tramples, but we can chump up here. Chump with a B. Chump with another B. Take 6. Or do we need to just block it? So I guess we need to block it with another... At least block it so that it dies. And then take the 5, though. And then see if we can work from here. So Finale can get us a big X. Is it going to be enough? We'll see. Depends on what they have tapped. All that stuff. How much life they're at. But I think we can get there if we just... If they don't have enough blockers. 2 blockers, 3 attackers it's not enough, right? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 gets us the 10. Oh, but they don't have a flyer blocker, so that does do it. You're right. Sorry, I was worried because like I was thinking they had enough blocks, but they don't block the flyer, so we'll do it. Yeah, it's plus 10, plus 10. Oh, but see, that's not enough. It's not enough. I was right. It's not enough. It deals 12, and then they block on the ground. So, oh, right. It actually gets a creature. I forgot. I was actually thinking of this guy's as plus 10, plus 10. Thanks. I got there. Oh, I got to make sure I'm looking in the right place. With all that. Hey! We did a crazy thing and it worked. Sorry, that was harder than it needed to be. It's late, and I'm not reading all of my cube cards, which is a tough spot to do. You're not reading. Here, I'll give myself a reading meme for that one. Definitely missed on some reading there.
Oh no, please! I can't read your crazy moon language!
Once the trial is over, I'm happy to take an AMA on it, but I can't talk specifics until it is over. And in general, I can talk about what things it's making me think about in terms of the legal system and stuff, but I can't talk about anything related to the trial. No problem, cultural. Are you from the US and have not had to serve jury duty or face those, various rules? Or are you outside of the US and have a different system in your country? No shame in either, of course. Yeah, they give you all this. The thing I was telling people earlier is that basically there's a repetition factor. Like the thing with the jury of your peers is that you're all stupid. So the jury of your peers, like they have to aim at the lowest common denominator of humans that might serve on a jury, and it just feels like, all right, well, the smart people, or people with good memories or paying attention can probably hear this 2 or 3 times and get it, but we need to say it 27 times so that everybody gets it. And it's a little bit agonizing for that. This is a keep. Kind of just want to go with the recovery now, though. Get the tap land out of the way. Well, I could have started with Rootbound Crag, because that's not going to enter. This is not a forest or anything. But let's drop... Well, let's drop the island and play Cold Steel Heart on black. Just drafting Cube. This is going to be my one and only event here, and we drafted a 5-color Golos planar bridge deck that has been fun to try and make work, but not the most powerful thing I've ever tried to do in Cube. It's Golos is up there. It's just pretty. We've been thwarted in our efforts here pretty successfully. And let's just go ahead and kill the Sentinel. That seems fine.
Only a fool. I grow bored with this fight.
Crag's still looking for a way to enter untapped, and we don't have it yet. Still don't. And that's too bad, because means we cannot cast a Golos this turn. We can't really do much of anything this turn. But we can play a Rootbound Crag tapped. We can cast a Florahedron. And plus Vraska.
Everyone is expendable.
Do we sack to draw? Nah, we just decline. We're just happy to have Vraska over here being annoying. Uh-oh.
Let's just fuck.
Never mind. Now Vraska's dead. Darn it.
Bringing your comeuppance.
Well, maybe that distracted a bunch of their resources to clear the way for Golos to take over. We're certainly going to try, make him have it. Although we need to draw a land off the top that enters untapped to be able to activate Golos next turn. So there is an argument for just Oracle here and see what we find. Also, Oracle, Golos can apply some pressure to Domri, but not in the face of 4 toughness anyway. I can also put Domri on top of Library, but I don't even know if I want him to do that. I'll go with Golos, make him have it. Maybe we get lucky. We'll get a Triome here. We want the... Oh, maybe I need to get the white source, or else we don't have that. Where did my white source go? Here. Gotta get Temple. And actually, we want that, so that's good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you doing something?
We're gonna try and do something. Alright, that doesn't kill Golos yet, but they've still got mana. What's gonna happen here? We did it! We did it! We're Golosing! Oh, and we are Golosing. Oh man, we didn't even get to play our Drowned Catacombs. What a crappy turn. We missed the Drowned Catacombs value. Oh, swingy, swingy Cube. From tilty about losing to Mill to cackling about losing with our own broken crap. That's Cube. Whose broken crap comes out on top? That time, us. Oh, I feel Oppo. Let me tell you, part of my incredible losing streaks at Jumpstart over the weekend were not only due to the quality of one of the decks I opened. I think I did it on stream. That double green one, it was counters and dinosaurs that I had trouble winning with on stream, and I managed to pick up one. I think I lost 10, 11, 12 games with that one in a row. Oh. And, but part of that streak was that, boy, did I scoop early with nothing on the line. I'm like, yeah, this one's not happening. All right, we're kind of there again, gang. We got Cold Steel Heart on white. We've got Solemn for a swamp, and we can do either side of... We can do Bridge and Golos with this, so great. Another good hand. Dr. Rogue might still be... No, I think I just scooped it. Didn't we just say that it was terrible and I actually abandoned it? I think we scooped that one. We just resigned. But if you can get a nice high quality jumpstart deck on one of your side accounts, it is really nice to grind it as a way to grind it for gold if you can't play limited on it because you don't have the resources on it. Well, I can't see us not running the green side of this. I'm just going to do it now. It's a very different form of drafting, just, very different to be drafting constructed decks, basically, instead of the usual mid-range thing. We could intervene here and just pick this thing off. Gargaroth is coming, but, and there was a... Yeah, I just haven't been doing any memes. Here's one.
What can I say except you're welcome?
You're welcome. Anyway, I was considering killing off the Pelt Collector, but I like continuing on the ramp plan. Gargaroth scary as heck, but Perforos's Intervention actually... This is a red kill creature spell that can do it. It's like, wow, it can actually do enough damage to get that thing. We're going to go ahead and Oracle here, though. Yeah, I could also just go. We could also Solemn. That's true. Maybe Solemn is correct here. We don't need the Oracle yet to accomplish our goals. Our goals. Moana is just great. That's one of my shoot near the top with a bullet Disney films. All right. I'm thinking... I really don't even want the Gargaroth to attack once. We'll save our big value plays for next turn. They're not playing black. They're not going to make us discard these or anything. So let's go ahead and intervene with the Gargaroth and get that thing dead. And we don't even need to... We can play Stomping Ground tapped and still hit this thing with enough to kill it because it doubles the damage. We'll do a couple extra for good measure. It allowed the Pelt Collector to grow, but I think that was worth it. We can Glorybringer this thing if it doesn't get double big here. Well, I got no complaints now. I was a little bummed because it looked like we might be facing a 1-3 exit in which we basically, even in our win, didn't get to do the thing. But we got to do the thing a couple times now. That's been fun. So I'm happy. Whether we win or lose from here, fairly material. I am going to go ahead and chump here and take the card, though. I just don't mind drawing the card. Yeah, that's if you that would have been a bad misclick to deal 4 damage to that and just scoop in shame. All right, we got interesting spots. I mean, we can go with our big plan here, but I really just feel like I should just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could go Hedron is land, Glorybringer, exert, take out Collector or Brontodon. You think the bridge? That we have the time? Yeah, we're not under that much pressure. I mean, we go 18, 17, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. We go to 10, maybe 9. Yeah, Bronto kills bridge. That's a great point. Wait a second. All you all want me to play into the dead bridge. No, I'm not going to do Golos to roadblock either. I'm going to do my plan, which was Glorybringer kill the Bronte to set up to allow us to do the other stuff. Boy, another big one. If only we had some of those. Rada. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, show me the land on top. We could Rada and play one of these two. Golos brings it tapped, right? How bold are we? I guess if we Rada and we can't go into one of these two, we could still play, like, Oracle. Although, what does that do at that point? Risk it for the biscuit, is how I'm feeling. Although, it has to be a very specific biscuit, too. We can Golos with anything, though. All right, I'm going to do it. Risk it! I missed it. But what about... Yeah, I don't want to play that side of the tree. We'll go Oracle. Max our mana use at least. Are we just dead now? I mean, we got chumps. We don't want to chump, though. And if they swing away, we gotta chump. I mean, that's lethal there. Well, we don't have to chump. I guess if they swung away, we could try and eat the shaman and go to 1. But, uh-oh. 4, 5, 6. Well, I'm trying to think. There could be, Vorinclex would be a good 6-drop to go fetch. Hydra, also really good. We passed that one up. Looks like both of our big action is just going to be like a turn, a step behind. So now what do we do? We have to chump this Hydra. We know I mean, I'd love to get a chance at some lands off the top here, but we need to not take 7. We can shock the Fauna Shaman. We can exert. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 again. It's just too... So... because with 8, we go Golos, Paradise Druid, Shock, and have a pretty good path forward. As it is, it's really... Glorybringer... Exert to kill Pelt Collector so that it gets it dead now instead of hoping to block it next turn. I'm going to start there. I mean, that's just... It's... Wait. Exert. And then we go... I'm going to go Golos. Regardless of which one we need to untap. And Golos blocks better. Can even block the Hydra. And then... Paradise Druid. And actually with here, we probably want a Scry land. Give us a Scry. Hornet Queen. Again, Hornet Queen. Yeah, we'll take it. I mean, I just wanted to Golos it, not hard cast it, but I'll take it. I mean, that's going to do what we need. And Paradise Druid is going to chump the 7/7 again. We're scrapping. We have our 2 build-around cards. We've even played one of them, but our new plan is just a hard cast off the top. Hornet Queen really stabilizes on this board. They haven't picked off Golos or anything, so that's hopeful. Green is very good at taking out artifacts. A lot of artifact hate from green in the format. Fight spells could get it done too. Doesn't seem like I have them though, or they'd just be doing it. Oh yeah, we could shock the elf. It was a little unfortunate that we couldn't shock it this turn. We were 1 mana short of picking it off here. All right. That does mean I'm just taking the 5, but I still just like... I mean, I don't know what this is about, but we got to block. So we'll take the 5 and see what we can do. What gave it trample? Why did it have trample? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Oh, because it says trample on the rules. If you read the card, sometimes it'll just tell you. I thought it got trample from something else. I was confusing it with a different card. So that's unfortunate because, you know, the trample matters here. But we can still do it. I mean, we still got to play the Hornet Queen and do a bunch of blocking. And killing Rishkar is not the worst either here. Do that. I just read something else that didn't. I think I conflated it with the Hydra, which I did read and didn't have trample. That's what confused me. And Golos, are you blocking, buddy? Might have to block with Golos to absorb the trample. Sad to lose Golos, but we get to follow with the Prismatic Bridge, and if this is dead and this is dead and we follow with the Prismatic Bridge, the game should be ours from there if they can't kill it, if they can't destroy it. Well, the only possible attack was with Golos, and like I said, I'm just not into that. Although with this, I'm kind of into like just letting Golos live without it, since they didn't attack with the Hydra. I guess they just don't want to do that. I mean, you can't add to it. You want to give up Golos, but if we do it this way, we don't have to give up Golos. You really want to keep a bunch of Death Touchers over Golos? They have Pump. Pump's not that common. And if they have... What kind of Pump are you expecting? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to do my plan, which is this. Make him have it. I don't know. They didn't send this. This has trample 2, but we've got a Glorybringer back now, so that's helpful. Let's go spin the Golos wheel. Nice. All right. No land there, so we can go ahead and play this land. We can Vraska and draw a card. But let's do this.
Go ahead. Beg for mercy. I'm listening. Everyone is.
I'm going to sack the Heart. Draws us a card and does not hurt our Waking the Trolls land count at all. What do we got to bring back? We got our Hornet Queen to bring back, so let's do that. Not sure about not killing the Trampler. I don't know what you're saying. We killed this Trampler, then they played another one. But maybe I don't know what you mean. Gotta say no attacks, though. Vraska doesn't work that way. You like Rada back? Huh. Somebody else gets the reading meme for the stream. I'm going to keep everything back here, though. I thought Golos tapped. That's cool. Golos doesn't even tap to do that. Yeah, it would kill the Hydra, but we didn't have Vraska, and the Hydra wasn't out when we had access to Vraska. It was already dead. Oh, Cardboard Live isn't even open, so let's give it a chance. Although Hat has... I'm an untapped GG user, too, and there's an untapped GG overlay that Hat pointed me at that I haven't messed around with yet. But maybe we've got... do we have a Cardboard Live killer? We'll see. Oh my god, did we... Oh, if they play the Sanctuary as land, we don't get any trolls. Oh no, we might get a troll. I wondered why they didn't mutate. Like, right? I didn't quite follow, but maybe there was something I'm missing. I could get more land. Lands represent more trolls, but I don't actually have 2 turns to play them when we've already got 1 to play, so I'm going to bottom that. Thank you for that sub. Appreciate it. And now we could kill this thing if we just wanted that gone. We could Hornet Queen again. Hornet Queen again seems like a pretty darn good thing to do in the face of all this, right? We could even start sending Glorybringer and try to win the game with all that stuff. I'm going to do that. Hard cast the Hornet Queen. I think Hornet Queen for sure is better than 3 random things from Golos, basically. And I do think we attack. Yeah, Hydra has reach. Sorry, thank you. That was what I was misreading about that before. So we don't want to do that unless we could exert and do some damage there, but that's not worth it either. So we're just saying no attacks. Oh, maybe I'll send a couple of insects. That's fine, right? We can pinch their mana. We can also draw, but they are a little... They have a lot of cards to work with next turn, so I like killing it. Yeah, let's kill the Hedron.
Shadows. For now.
Not if I do that, huh? Although that's fair too. You can go for the emblem. I should look at what they're even doing up here. Recovery. It is hard to navigate your perfect path in Cube. There's just a lot of options. There's a lot of powerful things you can do everywhere you turn, and no doubt we're often not doing the most powerful thing possible. And we hope we're doing powerful enough things. At least Oppo's in the tank, that's always a good sign. But sometimes it'd be nerve-wracking because just they have so much to get as well, right? They have so many things they can possibly do. But if they're starting with kind of a tutor effect, again, that's good. Means they're looking for answers that they don't currently have. We could do the bridge, but I just don't think it's better than just continuing to spin the Golos wheel for 7 over the bridge for 5. Although if we come up with some 2-spell situation where we get to bridge for 5 and do something else great off of our draw, that could be good too. What was their... They gained 7? Okay. If that was their big play, I don't mind that, really. And that could be our 2-spell turn anyway. We can just do... I'd be willing to go God Tree and Waking the Trolls again. That seems fine. So let's do that. Let's do Prismatic Bridge, I mean.
Has its rewards.
I don't want to sack anything. I'm just gonna plus for now and continue to offer a couple of death touchers in the air. And wow, okay, they just felt like they had no way to get that last 3 done. I think they were trying to buy time, Skeeve. We were about to just get the trolls, and maybe they were thinking, well, I can reset that and put the trolls off a little bit and maybe find an enchantment answer. And then when we played bridge on top of it, they were like, well, I can't beat all that. Hey, 4 wins. I'm loving it. I really am. And if we can get to 5 and get our gold back, that'd be great too. But I'm very happy with 4 wins in this tough environment of powerful effects, powerful decks. We've got them too, though. Like I said, I mean, it's the fun of it. We're banging powerful interactions off each other and seeing what happens. Thanks for checking out while you could, AVB. Get some good rest, and we'll catch you the next stream. Good time zone to you, War Furnace. Welcome. We get another soda water. All right, looks good again. Not quite as good, although shock early in the case of aggro is nice, but we don't actually have red early. We have red off Solemn. I'm still keeping this. Temple of Plenty will help. We can scry here. Glad you're here too, Chief. You got some good thoughts. You're seeing good lines. Nice to have you. Yeah, let's keep that and ramp. So white, green, black, blue. So we're going to go get red here. A little dangerous because if they kill our land, we don't have any more mountains to seek up, but we do have other sources of red and kind of a lot of them. So I'm not too worried about eventually finding red, but this is our only way to basic land find. Oh, Chief. Kind of want to basic off the top so we can ramp to the solemn here. Interesting. I think we ditch maybe even just the shock, although it feels like shock's going to have targets here if they're playing Acquisition Expert and weaponize the monsters, but they may just be able to sack it all. Probably Trolls or Devastation, but Devastation a little more flexible, so yeah, I'm with you. Let's show him the Trolls. I like that. It's one of those two, but we can, like, Finale, you can Finale for an X of 1 and go get an Llanowar Elf or, you know, do something, right? But if we run a runner to get 6, we can also do cool, we can even do more with the Finale. We can get something for that too, so it's all right. We can find gold. Is this green only? Creature card, so we can even go get Golos here, so I like that. It's fine. And we did find our basic, so we can Solemn. Although maybe I was supposed to take out the Acquisition Expert with the shock before they kill our mountain with that. But again, it is what it is. I'm going to go for another green source here. This Triome has blue in it, so don't need to get the island per se. There's some natural red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could have 6 untapped, 5 tapped. We 6 it. Yeah, actually, so Waking would have been pretty good here. Like, Finale can still do it, but, like, Waking would have been sweet for sure. And now we have red, so at least if they kill our mountain, we have a backup red source. So I'm very happy about that. And now I'm going to look at the deck and see what we could Finale for. We could, like, Oracle of Moldiah would be pretty good, but also killable by their weaponize. Do we have, like, we could get Palladia, we could get Rada. I think we just wait though and get Golos. So I think I'm overthinking it, and we just get Golos next turn. And the trouble with the shock now is that Annex says it doesn't even really matter which one. I mean, I could shock the expert, but they get another thing. They get another token they can weaponize anyway. So I'll at least wait and see if they have something we want to shock that's like a bigger value creature than that. Great combo. I like Oppo's deck. This is pretty sweet. There's a lot of cool stuff going on here. Come on. Look at that. Oh, yeah, I should have shocked in response. You're right. That was a bad play on my part. I'm going to just stick to the Golos plan here and not even shock it and give him another discard. Yeah, sorry, Fenrir, you're right. I was all about not giving him Annex and weaponized tokens, but giving him Nightmare Shepherd reactivation is even worse. So now I just can't shock it at all, and I don't want it to die, but they're going to untap and start weaponizing. That's why this is just a lovely... Look at these 4 cards. It's all so pretty. So pretty. We're going to have some fun, though, too. If Golos lives to activate. These matter too much. We don't have any scry lands to go fetch, so we'll take a Triome. Yeah, Florahedrons are pretty easy discard. Really, Shock is at this point, too. Oh, that's been a good call. I just got all Golos mindseted, but Chef with the idea of getting the Glorybringer, nice as well. And it makes a difference. We get the Glorybringer, we can attack and get some value out of it right away. Instead, our Golos dies and we get no value. So, good line, Chef. Good line. I'm kind of going easy way and just like, oh, I'll get Golos. That's super powerful. But I didn't think of the better options that you did. Well, we're going to go Oracle, and it's probably going to die to Weaponize, and these aren't going to be good enough. This one looks to be slipping away from us, gang. Not completely out of it, but pretty darn. I'll give you a mostly if I had buttons working.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Well, that's a kind thing to happen at the end of the stream here. My buttons are working again. It's okay. Chef means we're giving Oppos a chance since I can't lean on your good lines. Gotta find him myself. So what do we do? This can die, and these are both non-token, right? So at the very least, we could shock one of these. We could put Solemn on... We don't need the Mountain anymore. We can even go Solemn, Mountain... Or maybe it's Solemn on 2/2, Mountain on Annex, Shock Annex. Yeah, this way it works. I mean, they can shoot something preemptively, but can't believe this Oracle is even still alive. I expect Skittering Surveyor to take it out, or perhaps the Expert. Will they let us untap with it? No, now they'll do it, right? Because I'm going to shock the Annex and they'll do it in response. There's some weirdos here. I'm not sure what Timuret's about or Devil's Play. Maybe they're just quality cards, but this core right here looks great. Love what they're doing with the core stuff. And now we are so toasty, you could cuddle up next to me and get warm. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. This was fun. Glad to get a chance to play with you during my jury duty run here. I mean, we are just dead if they... I mean, it's cards on the table. I could just scoop, but I'll let Oppo figure it out and do it. Nice deck, Oppo. I like the combo. Lots of good good parts for it there. And this is a fun build around. Nightmare Shepherd. Teferi's Tutelage. That's not a fun build around. Nightmare Shepherd, you gotta respect. That just says... And it's not... It's fair. Like, they're 1/1s, right? So... I love the Nightmare Shepherd design. It is cool without being absolutely busted, you know? I think Oppo is figuring it out. All right, gang, let's scoop this one up. Four and 3. Didn't quite get our entry fee back, but we ground some gold and got our fun back, so I'm calling us ahead. Look at it. Gems off of that. Sure, I'm going to celebrate with a profit meme. A creative interpretation of profit. Creative interpretation, Fenor. If you want to see abuse, it's when I do things like time people out for snotty comments. Now you can come right back. That's abuse, though. I just thought I would show you actual abuse. The saddest part is that 26 awesome messages of Fenor were just deleted. I think that's Fenor's first snarky timeout. Congratulations. We'll hop up here. Thank you all who could make it to the evening stream. Thanks on YouTube friends for catching this one. You don't care. You watch it whenever you want. But this is an evening stream for me. Fun deck. I'm really glad that we overcame the early losses to actually get some action with it. It would have been sad if we did all the cool drafting stuff and never got to make any of it happen. But, oh, that's right. Sorry, I've timed you out a bunch. Sorry, you're right. I had you conflated with somebody else, I think. But yes, Fenor's earned their share of time in the corner with a wink, of course. But thank you for hanging out, YouTube friends. Here's a wink for you too. We'll see you at the next draft, and take care of yourselves. Bye.